Hello dear viewers and welcome to another episode of Kebab Connoisseur. It is around 7 p.m. here in Zagreb, and behind me there is a well-known kebab shop called Kebab Siga. Now, I've heard about this kebab shop several years ago, and this is the first time I'm actually trying it out. It's a very small joint, but there is some seating outside. Luckily today it's around 20 degrees, so it's not too cold to sit and eat outside. Again, I'm quite excited to finally try and sample this kebab shop, so please join me and let's go inside.
Kad nema para, a kad nema para, kad niko gasi. Kad nema para, kad ne zarađuju, onda ih najviše boli. I tako bolje da ne
Ću jedan maxi kebab, goveđi u Lepinji.
Nemoj kriti! 1, 2!
Luk i kukuruz.
Nego, gledaj, znaš kaj je?
Da.
Ma nije uopće stvar u tome, nego fakat mi dižu žica. Pa da vidimo. Čekaj malo, jel ti njima plaćaš u toga? Jel oni zarađuju na nama ili nije zarađuju na njima?
Ubite, uzmi ti pa ću platiti sve.
Stara, da, ali mislim o čem pričam.
Da, odmah ću jest.
Ne budete nikom...
Neki on naruči pa ću platiti ga za oba.
I ne budu, dakle ovdje mi jedan i drugi, ovaj će jači podraditi.
Može mali goveđi sa sirom u Lepinji.
Ali ne budu radili pa da vidimo. Ja ću sebi posao izravnat, a za njih ne boli kurac. Ja posao odradim.
Salata može zelena paradajz.
A oni ako hoće, ako neće,
Kukuruzku.
to je njih problem.
I svi ste rekli, jel tako?
Da.
Počekaj napraviti kao to. Ma ko će me...
Sada mi onaj djetu, tako je to.
Dakle bi na tebe neko to je kao treće.
Hvala. U ispom je komadić. Hvala. Okay, dear viewers, so we ordered 2 kebabs, and it's very exciting again for me because we ordered a small kebab and a maxi kebab. So there's 3 sizes here, small one, large one and maxi, and they both came in a pita bread, which I think is roughly the same size. It's just the amount of ingredients that's put inside. What I'll do now, of course, is take out my trusty scale from here, and I'm quite excited to see what the numbers say, you know, which kebab offers the best value for money, given that the buns in which you put the ingredients are again the same. Okay, thank you, Ivan. Okay, so maybe you could assist me now.
Yeah, we can start with the small one.
Okay, let's start with the small one. Oh.
What does it say?
336 grams. Now keep in mind here, just for context, the maxi kebab is twice as expensive as the small one. Let's try this one now.
This is messy.
641. So almost double, yeah? However, we need to consider also that because we got the same amount of bread, so most of these ingredients are meat, so this is kind of what I would expect. I think they're kind of fairly objective between a small and maxi kebab, which are the end of the range kebabs. I think it's kind of fairly consistent with the amount of meat and other ingredients you get. And now let's see how good this Kebab Siga is. And oh, by the way, so right behind me there's another kebab shop. So it's a very tight competition in this part of the world because there's 2 kebab shops right next to each other. They're also very similar. It's a very small shop inside, no places to sit, but you can sit outside. I hope that this competition, this great manifestation of the free market concept, actually helps to drive the quality of kebabs, because they compete against each other for, you know, who can provide the best value for money.
Let's try this.
Unfortunately, they will not be capable to review both of them, but you know, maybe at some other point in the future. I have to not forget the receipt because they have atypical prices. The prices are still quoted in kunas, but now the official currency in Croatia is euros. So you have some very weird numbers coming from that. Therefore I need a receipt to actually remember how much exactly we paid so I can do the calculations afterwards. Well, this kebab definitely is loaded because the ingredients are just falling out. It is night time, so I'm not sure how much you can see, but it's pretty loaded with meat. And yeah, all in all, I mean, for a kebab of this surface area, 600 and something grams is pretty good. It's a pretty high number. In fact, there's a couple of kebabs in UK which will give you 600 something grams, but they're in a much bigger styrofoam box, which means they're not really filling the box to the max. Okay, well, the ingredients are totally falling left, right and center. Now I'm a bit sad that we don't have a third reviewer here who could order the big one, so we can get exactly grams per euro you get for each single size you take here. Again, from preliminary results, you will end up getting more when you order a smaller kebab, but again, you also get higher percentage of bread compared to meat. I think roughly it's the same which size you order. So far it's good, but honestly there's really a lot of meat in this one. It's quite overloaded. In fact, I almost feel like I'm just eating bread and meat. I think that you even got a better balance of ingredients here in this one.
Yeah, it's pretty balanced.
You can see.
Now it's mostly meat because I ate most of the vegetables, but the distribution wasn't perfect, but the amount was pretty spot on.
And keep in mind you have a tiny piece here.
Yeah, well,
Don't forget to eat it. So here you can see it's mostly just meat. I can hardly see any vegetables at all. That's the life of a kebab connoisseur. You never know what you're gonna get. So apart from pita, you can also get it in a wrap. As in most kebab shops in Zagreb, you need to pay extra for feta cheese, unfortunately. I don't know why this ingredient is so special that you always need to pay extra. So on the flip side, I like that you can sit outside and eat. I guess it's not great in the winter, but the rest of the time, unless it's raining, it's pretty good to be outside and eat. So if you have a quick look there, there's actually quite a few people in the queue, and here there is nobody in the queue for our kebab shop. That's quite interesting to me. I don't know, I will not make any assumptions why that could be. Maybe those people just saw that I'm recording here and they are very shy and they don't want to be on the internet. Maybe that's why they decided to go to the other kebab shop and not the kebab shop where I am currently.
Or maybe the staff behaved like criminals.
One of the workers inside did not seem too happy with different things. Anyway, it's not down to us to discuss politics or economics. This channel is mostly about kebabs and travel. If it's not those two topics, we try to stay away from them, not to stir up unnecessary controversy. We can definitely see the impact of the size difference, because Ivan here has almost finished his.
And I'm a really slow eater.
Whereas I still have like half left at least. But onwards and upwards, 600 grams is nothing. Most kebabs in UK are higher than that. This is nothing I've not encountered and conquered many times before. Yeah, I mean, so far it's kind of hard to rate this kebab because it's mostly meat. Let's get a ton of meat. They did put enough spicy sauce though, so the kebab is spicy. While we're at it, let's have a look at the prices. Oh wait, it seems I didn't get a maxi kebab, I got a normal one. At least that's what I was charged, yeah. So I got charged for a normal kebab, so 398 euros. Then mini kebab, 2.65 euros, and cheese, which I even ordered at 66 euro cents. So actually, big kebab is a better value for money then, because you get a lot more. I wonder what's the size of the maxi one then. See, that's why it's also good always to keep a receipt, especially when you're doing some maths afterwards. I'm not sure whether they possibly made a mistake or something, but I have to use the value that they actually charged me for, so it's gonna be $3.98, which means this kebab is gonna have a significant value for money, around 150 grams per euro. So far as I'm finishing, if I'm being generous, I have to give it 3 stars. There's nothing particularly wrong with any of the ingredients or the meat or the bread. The sauce is spicy, even though I took a mix of sauces, but I can feel the spiciness. All of that is good. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but I think there's too much meat in this kebab. There's just too much meat compared to vegetables, and pretty much for the duration of eating this kebab, I've only felt bread and meat. I've not really felt much in terms of vegetables. At best it's gonna be 3 stars. Still, it's very good value for money. It's just not the right proportion of different ingredients, I think. I'm really struggling to finish this by the end. Granted, I was not really hungry before getting this kebab, but science needs to be done. I also need to record some material to keep my channel going, so here it is. Again, this was Kebab Siga, somewhere in the eastern part of Zagreb, although not too far to the east, kind of east/central part. Well-known kebab shop, at least to me, because I heard about it multiple times before coming here. Good value for money. You can get a kebab for as little as 265 euros. Again, very cheap. All in all, it's mediocre at best when it comes to the taste and everything. Ironically, if I had ordered a smaller kebab, I would have gotten worse value for money, but probably the taste would have been better. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week in another episode. So, that was Kebab Siga in the Sigečica neighborhood of Zagreb, hence the name. When it comes to value for money, this place is head and shoulders above all others I have encountered in Zagreb. For slightly less than 4 euros, one gets very respectable 641 grams of kebab, yielding 161 grams per euro. At this level, the average Croatian worker can afford 5.1 kilograms of kebab per day, which is more than the average Brit can afford in London. Ironically, because this kebab was overloaded with meat, I gave it an average taste rating of 3 out of 5, but it would have scored higher had it contained more vegetables. When it comes to the small kebab, the conclusion is not to bother. For a saving of merely 67 euro cents, the kebab size dropped by 48% to 336 grams, and the value for money declines to 102 grams per euro. Ironically, this is still good value for money, but it pales in comparison with the outstanding value provided by the large kebab. That is all for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week in another episode.